Hey everybody, Kelley Engineering here, and welcome to episode 2 of Stage Learning, the winner of my Let's Try poll by overwhelming majority. And honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I truly was not expecting this to be the pack that everyone chose, but it is the one that we chose, so it's the one that we're going to be playing in. This is going to be played a little bit differently than normal, because I'm going to be teaching what I can, but how to explain? Because this series operates so much on resource gathering and being able to use those resources, I'm not going to be able to focus as much of my time on the teaching aspect of things, because I'm going to be spending most of my time gathering resources. The void miners are in this pack, but of course they're not available to me right now. But if you go down to the research, here we are in Advanced Tech. So Advanced Tech is pretty late game stuff, or I guess it's towards the end of mid game stuff. So I'm not going to be able to create resources from nothing right away. So the bulk of my time is going to be trying to get as much iron, copper, tin, all of that stuff as possible. And I just don't feel like I'm going to be able to devote as much time to an episode as I would like. So yeah, at least in the beginning, the episodes are going to seem a little haphazard. Yeah, we'll iron out those kinks as we get into the series. But without further ado, let's get to it. At the end of the last episode, we were trying to make a sluice box, and I decided against it because I needed a bucket. However, Coda put in the comments of that episode that I was being unobservant. And looking at that quest, that is the shop. Looking at that quest, it shows a clay bucket, and I don't know why my brain latched onto an iron bucket, and away it went. But yes, I could make a clay bucket and use the clay bucket in my sluice box to double all of my ore. So I did quite a bit of caving in between the episodes when it became evident that this was the pack that was going to be played. And so we're going to make ourselves a bucket. Unfired clay bucket, throw it into this furnace. And there it is. We have our clay bucket, and we are going to grab some water. I forget whether or not this permanently uses... thank goodness. I forget whether or not this permanently uses the... Yeah, I guess it does. So, never mind that. What we're going to do is we're going to get our hammer. We're going to get some copper ore because I need to make myself some new tools. Another thing I did in between episodes was I made myself an iron all-in-one tool when I was going on my mining expedition. And right before I exhausted it, I decided to retire it because that's just something I like to do. But we're going to be operating on copper tools for most of this, or at least for most of the beginning stuff before we unlock tinkers. So I'm going to have to make another stone hammer if we're going to go through this, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to get the sluice box up and running. And here we are ready to go. I have 20 iron rocky chunks and a full stack of copper rocky chunks. We're going to throw in the iron first and have an infinite water source right here. Pour it in, and we're going to get all of those excellent iron chunks. Here we go. Now, I also got some aluminum dust out of that. That's very good. And some cobblestone. I'm not worried about that. If I throw in the copper, there's a chance that it's going to give me iron dust and gold dust, if I remember properly. But throwing in the rocky chunks, I always throw in 10 at a time, which is why I only made 20 of the iron chunks in the first place. But here we go. Oh, I got some pulverized nickel out of that. And that quest should be completed. It is. And I'm going to get a copper pickaxe out of it. And what's the enchantment? Unbreaking. So I'm going to go through all of the copper chunks and then see what I managed to get out of the copper chunks. I got a full stack of copper, 12 pulverized gold, and 6 pulverized iron. That's very good. Yep, I do have some coal in here. I'm immediately going to throw in my iron chunks because I need iron right now. And what the heck, we'll throw in the pulverized iron in here and the copper chunks in here. So you see that every time it completes one of the iron chunks, it is doubling the amount of ingots I get. So this is my initial ore doubling that I have right now. And yeah, this is really all I have. What is the next quest that it wants me to do? First power? Oh my stars, that's going to require a lot of mining. Before we move on, however, I am going to make myself a hopper. Here we are. And take this chest. Put down the chest. Hopper going into it, and we're going to place our sluice box back down. There we go. Alright, so now once I have chunks, all I have to do is throw the chunks in here, throw in the water, and the hopper will collect all of that stuff and throw it into the chest for me instead of it going into my inventory. Later on, when I have the materials to spare, I'll automate this even further by having all of the items go into the sluice box and then feeding water into it as well. But that's something for a later time. At the very least, I have semi-automated the collection of these items. So since this is technically the first episode of this pack that we're going to do, I'm going to take this opportunity to just explain how we're going to be doing things. So the area I'm in right now is not the area I'm going to set up shop. It's not the area I'm going to be constantly, home in. The reason being is because I really don't like this area. Eventually I'll build a nature's compass, and where is that creeper? Eventually I'll build a nature's compass and we'll go find a more suitable location. This is vanilla Minecraft biomes, so I don't have to worry about going nuts and trying to find a magical forest or anything like that. However, I want an area that's big enough to build a massive factory. And I know I've built factories in the past. I mean, I did one in Ragnamod, I did one in Project Ozone 3. This factory is going to be a little bit more special to me, however, because it's going to be a recreation of a factory in my hometown. It was recently torn down because the factory has been abandoned for quite some time, but it's under new management now. A medical product, manufacturing company has bought the area, and they have torn down the original factory. It's been standing since the late 1800s, and yeah, it's just sad to see it go. So I want to make a tribute to the old Waverly Mill in my hometown, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So this factory is going to be a recreation of the Waverly Woolen Mill in my hometown in Maine. Other than that, yeah, this area just really isn't perfect for it. I mean, it's a plains biome, so I have plenty of room to go about and do my stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling this area. So that's my building plan for this, and then I can't really go into all of the crazy machines that I'm going to be making because it's mostly multi-blocks at the beginning with all the pneumaticraft machines. So since it's multi-blocks, I don't want to set up shop and then have to move all of the piece parts of the multi-block to another location eventually. So I'm trying to find that area relatively soon, and it'll probably be something I do in between episodes. But let's go get some sleep before all the mobs start spawning. I'm going to continue cleaning out this area and getting more ore for myself because as I found out with the Tinker's Quest, it takes the items from you. So in research, I've already submitted the wood and it took those planks, which means it's going to take the iron from me. It's going to take the flint. I have more than enough flint at this point. Where's my flint being stowed? Yeah, I have more than enough flint, so I may as well just submit it right now. But the iron, I am reluctant at this point to submit because I need iron. I mean, I just made that all-in-one tool, and when I go on my next mining expedition, it'll be very handy to have a lot of iron. So we're going to hold off on that. During my latest mining excursion, I assembled quite a bit of iron. Oh, and copper is done, so add one more to the pile. And I have more than enough iron that I feel comfortable completing this little research quest right here. So I'm going to submit this iron, get my research, and now that I have the research, there we go. Tinker's has been unlocked. So now I can, let's harvest this thing up. Do I have my axe? No, I do not. So as you can see from my inventory, I've been upgrading my tools a little bit. I'm now working with a copper excavator and copper hammer, and I have a copper shield as well because the skeletons are insane in this pack. But now that I have Tinkers unlocked, I can have the crafting station. There we go. So I have the crafting station, and the next thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of this water source. I mean, it's doing for now, and I'm going to have to craft it up a little bit later anyway. But we are going to make the water generator. So I'm going to need some double iron plates, which are really easy to make. And I have the iron for that now. So let's take this iron, let's take this copper hammer, and turn it into double iron plates. What happened to the double iron plates? Oh, I already had some from last episode. Dang it. It's fine. That's perfectly fine. What we're going to do is we're going to make this water generator. And with this water generator, boom, boom, we essentially have an infinite water source. So, yeah, a 1-block infinite water source. Oh, hold shift to make sure I'm not mining up the entire area. And there we go. Our infinite water source is right there. There was one more thing I wanted to do in this episode. What was it? I remember what it was. I wanted to make a Yaba barrel. So I only am going to make one for now, and more will definitely be on the way. But one of the things that I am making sure to mine out during my mining expeditions is clay. Since I plan on making a very large woolen mill, I'm going to need quite a few bricks, so clay is an absolute must. Luckily, I can hold 4096 by itself. That'll be fine for now. We'll upgrade it a little bit later. But yeah, because I'm making a rather large woolen mill, I'm going to need a lot of bricks. So clay is a must for me. Clay is... I feel like I already said this. Clay is quite abundant whenever you're mining. Very, very lucky for me. Because, yeah, I am finding it everywhere. And I guess this is where I'm going to keep my wood. And what the heck, I'll keep my coal and flint in here for now. I also said at the beginning of the episode that we're going to do a little bit of automation. So I am making 3 more sluice boxes right now, as well as 1 more hopper. Oh, be nice to, you know, have some chests to go with that. Yeah, 1 more hopper, 3 more sluice boxes, and another oak chest. So we are going to get rid of this. We're going to place down this chest, get rid of this, and have a hopper going towards it. Sorry about that. Some stone got stuck. Yeah, then we're going to place another sluice box right here. And we are going to place some sluice boxes. We should probably... Here we are, sluice boxes right here, and I'm going to put my water generator right here. So now all I have to do is put in my rocky chunks right here and show you something cool. The sluice boxes will allow themselves to be chained. So if I put this water right here, you see the water transferred when it got to the end to the next sluice box. So I can have multiple rocky chunks being gotten at the same time and turning into something that is smeltable. So I went into a creative world, and using just magnetic craft stuff, there is no way to get water from this water generator automatically into the sluice box. There's also no way to put the rocky chunks into a sluice box via like a hopper or something like that. So yeah, I still need to do things manually, but that's perfectly fine. I am very, very fine with that. Now the only problem that I have is crushing up all of those ores into the rocky chunks, which is something we're going to get into in the next episode. So yeah, first power, the grinder, the sieve, and the hydraulic press are going to be all next episode. In between episodes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scout out an area. All right, no mobs around me. I'm going to scout out an area around the world where I can place my factory. And yeah, it's going to require quite a bit of trekking around, but it's perfectly fine because I have teleport. I have cheats command, and also is the set home. All right, yeah, so set home is also a thing in this pack, so I can be using set home as well. But yeah, I am ready to close out this episode. I am Kelley Engineering. I hope that you enjoy. Where is my skin? Oh yeah, the internet is out right now. So the internet has been out for about 8 hours. So hopefully it's back by the time I have to upload this episode. Yeah, I am Kelley Engineering. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.